Simply Authentic is the podcast where realtors and referral partners get the conversations they actually want to hear. I'm Crystal Forbes with Great American Title, a family-owned and operated title company with over 30 years serving the real estate community. We provide title and escrow services for both Missouri and Kansas, with locations throughout Southwest Missouri. We focus on providing exceptional customer service and trustworthy, reliable title insurance coverage. Our relationships with other industry professionals are why we are able to make dreams come true, one closing at a time. Great American Title is proud to sponsor the Simply Authentic podcast, bringing the most relevant, real, and sometimes challenging conversations that help all of us get better. Tune in, subscribe, and let's keep this industry moving forward together. Simply Authentic, recorded at the Gershman Mortgage Studios, available wherever you get your podcast.
Welcome to the Simply Authentic podcast with Angie and Tanya. We are real estate pros, entrepreneurs, leadership gurus, and community enthusiasts. Our passion is sharing our experiences to enrich the lives of others. We hope to inspire you to live authentically. Welcome back to the Simply Authentic podcast. I'm Angie Mullings.
And I'm Tanya Murfin. And as we all prepare and get ready for the holidays, because they're getting closer and closer, we have a really fun guest on today with the general manager of the Battlefield Mall, Amanda Estes. So welcome, Amanda.
Thank you.
We're excited that you're
Great to have you here.
Thank you.
As a shopaholic, I can say that I've frequented the Battlefield Mall a few times.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Love to hear that.
So, yeah, I do my part.
Thank you.
So as we get started here, why don't you just give a little background on yourself before we start talking about the mall?
Yeah, so I am from Springfield area, Southwest Missouri. Played ball at Evangel and SBU, and just came back to Springfield, and this is home for me. So as far as getting to Battlefield Mall, one day I saw a post on Facebook that they were hiring for a marketing administrator, and marketing was my degree. And so I thought, could I do that? I could post on social media. That'd be fun. And so I applied, interviewed, obviously got it, was in that position for 6 months, and then a guest service manager position opened up. And we used to sell the gift cards, the Simon gift cards, right? So I was over that entire program for about a year and a half. And then the marketing director position opened up. So I stepped into that role and was in that role for 7 years. And then now 3 years in this role. So
That's
I've
awesome.
had some really cool opportunities with Simon and been able to stay in my hometown, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yep.
So it might be good for our listeners to understand that Simon is the owner of several. It's an international company. We were speaking before we got on the air here. So it's an international company. It owns several mall complexes.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
yeah. So, and they happen to have, I asked if they were the only, or if they had been the owner for the entire time that the Battlefield Mall has been there. And answer is yes. It's always been a Simon property.
Yes, it was built in 1970. The first part of it, which we're shaped like a T. So the top of the
Right.
T was built in 1970, and then the rest of it down to the dining pavilion was 1983.
Okay.
So fun fact.
Yeah, fun fact. And it got hit by a tornado too.
I did not know that.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Were you there at the time?
Did you seek shelter? Did they get you the shelter appropriately?
Surprisingly, I was not there at that time, but I don't know that it did sustain some damage. And I want to say that was in the 80s, like early 80s, when we had a big tornado outbreak and it went down Glenstone. And I believe there was some damage sustained at that point.
Okay.
So, yeah. Fun fact.
Another fun fact.
We're full of them.
And the last fun fact about the history of the mall we will give is, because we're in real estate, we have been taught from the very beginning in our real estate classes that the Battlefield Mall was on a long-term land lease.
Yeah.
And that is true, correct?
Yeah, there's partial. Part of the areas are and some are not.
Okay.
Okay.
For example, I can speak to Dillard's. So they just recently renovated the former Sears.
Yes.
They purchased that building. So that building is theirs.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That is.
So it's a unique a unique situation.
Yeah,
Very.
apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. We learned that in real estate school, and I always thought it was interesting, but it's one of the few examples they can give of long-term leases where someone can build on a property and it just be owned by another party and be leased. So the land is leased. So that said, then, not every store, there is the potential for a store to own a building.
The
on a
only
mall.
one, the only one for us was now the Dillard's building.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the only one on our property.
Okay.
But I'm sure in other
There are
properties.
others. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
So as we get into this holiday season, retail's where it's at, right?
Yeah.
Family experiences, memories, and retail. So give us just a perspective from your point of view and your job at the Battlefield Mall of what's happened over the years with the changing of times, really, with retail coming in and out, with Amazon and big box stores and online presence of so many stores. Can you speak to that so we all have an understanding of kind of the ebbs and flows of what it's like to
Yeah.
be involved in
absolutely.
it?
Yeah, so in-person shopping is thriving. We are
Good.
on a high.
Good.
Ever since the dreaded COVID,
Yes.
right? It's continually to just continue to go up and be successful. So one thing I will say to that is it is all changing. It's ever changing. But I think people are combining that shopping experience. We all shop online, myself included, but we also shop in store.
Yes.
And the stores have adapted by offering like buy online, pick up in store. They offer curbside. Gift cards have always been a thing where you can purchase in store or
Right.
online. So I think they're just amping that up a little bit more and offering those as amenities to the actual brick and mortar store. And so it's just combining both of the shopping together.
Yeah. And for me, again, an admitted shopaholic, I have to touch things. I want to
Yes.
touch and feel things, certain things. There are things that I will buy online, but for the most part, I don't buy a lot of clothing online because A, I want to try it on, and B, I want to know how it feels. So I think that these stores combining that type of shopping experience has to be very beneficial for them. And if somebody comes in your store to pick up an online order, what are the chances they may buy something else, right? It's
Yes.
a marketing tool, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a good point with the touch, try, buy. I mean, that's a big thing. It's
Yeah.
a very big thing, and especially with clothing.
Yes.
You don't want it to itch or just not fit, and then to return and all the things. But, they can also, speaking of returns, you can also sometimes return in store too. So,
True.
I mean,
That's true.
they're just making it more convenient to combine both ways of shopping together.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Having been in that mall setting for over 10 years, right? You have seen a ton.
yes.
So much change in 10 years. Tanya and I can remember when we used to go to the mall, and that's where we'd meet all our friends, and that was the only place you could go, right? If you wanted to hang out with your friends, and it was the only safe place to go, I should say, and or go to the movie theater or
Yeah.
all those things. And we've seen this evolution, and we were talking pre-broadcast about, I remember in 2021 going to, I guess it would have been 2021, going to a conference in St. Louis, and I forgot something. I forgot makeup or something, and I thought, I'm going to run by Chesterfield Mall before I go to the conference, and I got there and it was closed. I mean, there were 2 stores still open, and now it's not even there anymore. So tell our listeners about, since you were there, you experienced the whole thing, talk us through that and what the comeback has looked like.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing I will say is Simon Property Group, David Simon, always seems to be just one step ahead, right?
Okay.
He's always he is the leading of shopping centers. And so we're always adapting, always making changes. And one thing that they've really accommodated with that is the experience. So we're not just going to the mall anymore just to buy a pair of shoes or a pair of jeans. You're coming in for entertainment. Your dwell time is much longer, right? So
Okay.
we're offering things to families. It's not just the mother coming and shopping. The dad's coming, the kids are coming, and they all have things to do or all have places to shop. And I think just adapting that change and just adding those different retailers and different experiences has been a big deal. And then also, he's invested a lot in his properties. If you haven't been to the mall in the last year, we've gone under a major renovation. We have all new tile up from the dining pavilion up to the Sephora court, and then all new lighting throughout. And so it's just fresh and new, exciting. We got rid of the carpet, which we've been wanting that for so long.
Sure. Yes.
Literally since I've started, that's been a project that's been on our list. But yeah, I think just reinvesting into the properties and making them more appealing and fun. And so, and David Simon and his team, they've done a great job across his portfolio of doing that. So, yeah.
Good.
Is there ever a perfect mix of businesses in the mall? I mean, I know places come and go. Like, for instance, many moons ago, it feels like now, the Gap went out, and I loved the Gap. And you go to other malls across the nation, really, and you'll see the Gap there. So it, makes me wonder what makes what's seemingly popular store in my mind go out in one mall, but then you can find it still in other malls around the country or around the world or whatever. What drives those economic factors? Do you know?
I don't know exactly what would
Sure.
drive that, but we have a large leasing team. Most of them are based out of Indianapolis, which is where our headquarters is at. Some of those national brands, that's just a natural thing. They just come and go.
Sure.
And there might be some malls that say, I want to put, a Gap in these 5 malls. And our leasing rep might say, well, can you add Battlefield in there? They've got this, and this going on. Let's see if we can add another mall. Or it's a package deal
Got it.
kind
Yeah,
of thing.
sure.
So I think it's just a natural ebb and
Yeah.
flow of
Yeah.
all of that, and maybe trying their different brands in different areas
True.
and different markets,
Yeah.
and what's working and what's not,
Yeah.
and all of that.
Because it makes sense that any storefront can make it in one market and not make it in another. I mean, it just, for whatever reason, those of us sitting at this table probably don't know those specific facts, but it probably comes
Right.
down to money and
Household
drive.
income.
And that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Springfield is known as a test market for restaurants. That's why we have so many.
We do, yes.
So, businesses, franchises, chain restaurants test out the Springfield market before they move on to other markets. Do you know if that's even a thing in retail?
So Lululemon, right? So
yeah.
when they first came to Springfield, they were at the Brentwood Center
Yes.
as a pop-up.
Yeah.
Now they're with us perm. So
Yeah.
I think that was a test. I'm not
Okay.
for sure. I can't speak to that lease and that
Sure.
agreement, but
Right.
to me, that was more of a test market to see how it would work. Because we've been asking for Lululemon for how long, right?
Yes.
I mean, the
Yes.
community has.
Right.
They've
Right.
popped up in different yoga studios and things like that. But to actually test the market, they put in a pop-up store, and then now they're with us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
Interesting.
forgot
So I
about
think
that.
it does happen.
Yeah.
Well, and on that note, how often do you see the voices being heard of the community? So you just said, the voices were heard from the people who wanted Lululemon. One might think, like, if Tanya thinks she wants the Gap to come back, who's going to listen to me? So where do you see that information come into you?
Yeah, so I get to be the advocate, right? I'm fighting for the community in
Yeah.
a sense.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm the voice for us, and
Okay.
so I am vocal. Like, the only thing they can tell me no, right? That's the
Sure.
worst thing they could tell me.
Yeah.
They could tell me no. So I have a list of stores that's on a wish list.
Yeah.
Cheesecake, right?
Oh,
Cheesecake
yes.
Factory. That's always
Yes.
that's been on the wish list since I've been in school.
Yes,
right.
yes, yeah.
So, I mean, we have this wish list, and we
Yeah.
have monthly meetings with our leasing team and development, and we talk through some of those things. Is it realistic? Could we make it happen? Where would they go? Different things like that. So I'm kind of the voice for us, and I do speak what I feel and what I think we need here.
Yeah.
So I don't get to make the decisions, but
Yeah.
in that sense, but I can at least tell them, like, hey, we're asking for a Trader Joe's, or we want a
Right.
cheesecake. can you figure it out and make it happen?
Right.
for us, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're going to
I
talk
love
after
that.
this. 'Cause
Yeah.
I may have a
And now we
suggestion
know
or
you.
two.
Now
me
all
your
the
list.
listeners have your
Yes.
names.
I know.
So
You may wish you didn't
Send me
say.
the ammo. Send me the ammo. I can just keep. In fact, whenever that story went out on Facebook about Trader Joe's, right?
Uh-huh.
That
Yes.
they were coming, and then oops, they weren't.
Yeah.
I screenshot that and I sent it to our developer, and I said, look at all the traction that this is
Oh.
getting.
Yeah.
They want Trader Joe's here.
Yeah.
What can we do to make it happen?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said something interesting, and now my question is going to be, what is your role? What do you do as a general manager? Because you have a team, because you're a Simon property. You have a team that is in another part of the country who solicits these businesses and retail organizations to come to the mall, and they can package that if so. So you do have a voice in that, but you're not the one pitching that, if
Yeah.
you will, to
Yeah.
the company.
It's just
So-
a very small voice. It's
okay,
just,
yeah.
just,
But
know.
you probably have monthly meetings or weekly
Yeah.
meetings, whatever, and you guys talk about all those things. What is then the role of the general manager for Simon Property? Is that a difficult? I don't think we
How
had
much
that
time
in the list.
do we
so-
have?
Yeah.
So just short version, I guess. We have a very small local team as well. So I have
Okay.
an operations director, which I'm currently hiring for. So if you know
Oh,
anyone, send
okay.
my way.
Okay.
And I have a marketing director. Those are the 3 managers of the property.
Okay.
And then we have 2 admin and 3 maintenance staff. And that is who covers the 80 acres,
Wow.
1.2 million square feet.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. So it's a full team effort in all things.
Yes.
But as far as my role goes, I mean, I think it's just obviously general overseeing all the things that are happening there, right? Making sure the lights are on, plumbing's flowing, retailers are happy. You know, they're our customers, the
Yes.
retailers, right?
Yeah.
And then the shoppers are happy. And just being that liaison between what's happening on the ground and voicing that to corporate in all different aspects.
Right.
When stores come in, whether they're a national brand, regional, or local, we work with the GCs to make sure that they're on track for their construction, set up anything that we need to help them, just really with anything. Just being on the ground, helping them get their construction going and the new stores built. And then just working with like marketing for events and things like that. I mean, just wherever I am needed, that's where I don't know. I mean, it's a
Right.
lot of different things.
Yeah.
Truly, it is a
Wearing
lot of different things,
hats.
but so fun,
I bet.
different every day, and I love it. I never thought I would do it.
Yeah.
Like when I was in marketing for 7 years, the GM at the time was like, "You're going to be a GM," and I'm like, I just like doing the fun stuff, the events.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about light bulbs and that
Yeah.
stuff, but here I am,
Yeah.
and I love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. But again, every day's different.
Yeah.
Every single day. So,
That's cool.
yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Angie, I think it's a good time to take a break.
Oh, yes, we should take a break. Great leadership isn't about a title. It's about influence, impact, and the ability to navigate change with confidence. Many leaders struggle to communicate their vision, inspire their teams, and make strategic decisions that drive results. Without the right tools, performance and progress can stall. That's where I can help. I'm Angie Mullings. With decades of experience, I can deliver a dynamic keynote and conduct hands-on workshops that equip leaders to lead authentically and create lasting impact. Ready to invest in a more engaged and high-performing team? Reach out today to schedule a consultation.
And we're back with Amanda Estes. She's the general manager at the Battlefield Mall. And let's talk about economic development. Okay. So in Springfield in general, Angie and I on the podcast have been exposed to numerous different people across our community that are either directly involved with it, they sit on a committee, a task force, and it's a big topic and has been over the last 10 years or so in Springfield. So how do you feel like your role at the Battlefield Mall plays into that economic development factor for the region?
Mm-hmm. So I think just in general, as far as speaking to numbers and what we contribute to all of that, I don't have those exact numbers, but we support local just in general.
Yeah.
So we have local retailers like Fusion Eats, Joe's Records, Eye Candy. Those are local people that have a permanent establishment in the Battlefield Mall.
Yeah.
And then also we work with nonprofits. So we do several different events like with Salvation Army, Community Partnership with the Ozarks, Parents as Teachers. And so I think just connecting with that local community. As far as like economic development and being connected and things like that, I could probably do a better job being connected with more with the city and mayor and things like that, and learning what we need in that respect. And that's on my list to get more involved with. But you know, work and personal, you got to figure that out, right? Like as a mom, like that's a tough balance. But so yeah, I think. So we just kind of, and Allie's my marketing director, so I might talk about her a little bit, but her and I both are just, what can we do to support that makes sense for us, right? And is we're not overexerting our time and efforts.
Yeah.
And so I think for us, it's just connecting with local businesses to try something in the mall or the local nonprofits and charity. So.
Yeah.
You may not know this, and we didn't have this. I'm just wondering, do you know how many people pass through your doors in a day, average number?
There's more than 12 million a year.
Okay.
So daily, I don't have that exact number, but obviously the next couple months is where the big numbers hit.
Sure.
I can say traffic's been up significantly this year, which is great. I think it's the renovation.
It is.
And some of the new tenants we've brought in, like Lovesac, Warby.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, those more elevated tenants are going to drive more traffic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, and I ask that because that all comes back to economic development. If you're seeing, what did you say, 12 million?
12 million a year.
12 million people in a year. And, you know, you do the math on if every person that walks in buys something, whether it is you have, what is your coffee place that's in the, I don't know what you call it.
The East Court.
Yes.
It's Mocape.
Mocape.
She's local as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coffee is great.
Even if they buy a pretzel at Annie Ann's or a coffee at Mocape, they're still spending dollars, which helps our economy. So that's still cranking out money into our economy and helping the Springfield economy in general. You know, I do want to follow up on what you just said about attracting local businesses within the mall. There was a time that you could walk in the mall and really, other than Orange Julius is the only one that comes to mind, which dates me, it goes back a long way. But that was the only locally owned business in the mall. So, and I noticed a shift, and I don't know when it was, and maybe it was around 2020 when maybe the national retailers weren't expanding and actually pulling back, that I started to see a few more boutiques in the mall. And so if your corporate team is trying to attract people like that, how does a mom and pop in Springfield, Missouri get to be at the mall? Are you the conduit for that? Do they come to you directly and then you say, I think this would be a great fit for our as a tenant?
Yeah, so I'm tasked to do local leasing. So
Okay,
that is one of my added to my list that I didn't mention earlier.
Okay.
So I canvass, I go out and I visit businesses.
Okay.
I should probably do it more than I do, but also you can call and say, what does it take? We can start those initial conversations. We can look at spaces, and then I will probably at some point hand it over to. If we have a perm leasing rep, which handles anything above a year, and then we have a short-term leasing rep, which is a year or less.
Okay.
So we kind of have those conversations. I get them involved, and then we decide what would make sense. I mean, at the end of the day, it has to be successful for both.
Right.
We're not just gonna say, well, this is the dollar per square foot. You have to pay it, or you can't be here. It's what's gonna make sense.
Oh, okay.
We don't want you to come in here and 3 months in, you're like, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
We're maxed out.
We're maxed out. And then, that's going to leave us with a vacant space, right? And we don't want that. And then we don't want you to leave if you're really committed to making it happen. So,
Right.
So I help and assist and work with them on that. And then I pull in Allie to help with marketing too. her and I will go canvassing together. Sometimes we end up shopping a little bit, but it's
Why
fun.
not?
See, that would be my problem. I couldn't have your job.
Right. Yeah. It's a joke. Like, we have to leave our wallet in the office because we walk multiple times a day.
Yeah.
And now that we can buy things on our phones and just, scan the tap to pay, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But used to, I could just leave my wallet and be okay. But
So is there a mixed percentage that you want to have big box retail, you want to have your local, you want to have so many eateries, you want to have experience type of tenants? Is there a perfect mix for that?
I don't think there's a perfect mix, or I don't think
Okay.
there's a goal that we have to meet with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I think it's just what makes sense for your property,
Yeah.
to be
Okay.
honest. We do need, and more to come in the future, we'll be announcing soon, but some entertainment. That, again, to increase
Yeah.
that dwell time and to attract the whole family.
Yeah.
And then we need some really good restaurants.
Yeah.
Sit down. We need some sit down restaurants. We have a couple spaces open in the dining pavilion that I think a great local tenant would be successful in.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple of areas to do, again, a full sit down restaurant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think there's a perfect mix of that, but it's definitely needs to be cohesive and work together for sure.
Yeah.
So corporate doesn't mandate that you have 50% big box retail, and it's just each community is going to be a little different.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, and watching the mall evolve over the years, I mean, growing up here, we've all experienced the mall for 40 years, right? We're probably a little older than you, Amanda, but we won't talk about that.
Not much.
But you talking about something that makes people stay longer. In our era, it was Aladdin's Castle and the movie theater being there. And I've never thought of it like that before, that you've got to have some sort of pull to get people to stay there longer, whether it be the kids in Aladdin's Castle or the families that go to the movie theater and they come back out, maybe they eat dinner, whatever that looks like. But that makes sense. And the place down by Dillard's that is the climbing place.
Urban Air.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't even realize that was there because Sears was closed for several years. I didn't find myself going down there unless I needed to eat something while I was
Right.
there. So I didn't even know that was there for a while. And it makes sense to me that you need another reason for families or, teenagers to come and to dwell there for a while. Because more than likely, they're going to end up spending dollars on food
Yeah.
and or drinks and or going shopping and so
Yeah, absolutely.
it all really makes sense and comes full circle with the whole mention of Aladdin's Castle and the movie theater.
We have a picture of Aladdin's Castle in our conference room. We have a
Do you?
a timeline, and that's on that is probably the one that I hear the most about,
Is it?
like, of memories.
Memories,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We've had a couple of people who are in the arena of trying to attract clients and you call it dwell time, in sports, it's called something else. Anyway, are you guys looking at doing, and I put on here the example of the Savannah Bananas because they have done something so unique with baseball. Are you guys brainstorming ideas to get that dwell time up in terms of something that's unique that people aren't seeing just everywhere?
Yeah. So, marketing, used to, we would have events all the time. And when I was marketing director, it seemed like every week at some point in time, or monthly at least, we were having events. And instead of doing that, we're now making our events a little bit bigger and a little bit more, you just get more out of it. Instead of it being, hey, we're having an event while you're here shopping, it's becoming more of an event like, hey, we're having an event, come to the mall.
Yeah.
If that makes
Gotcha.
sense.
Yeah.
And I would love to work with even the local sports teams. Like, wouldn't that be fun to have them come
Yeah.
out and do like autograph times or like
Right.
the mascots and things like that.
Yes.
We're open to all of that. It just has to make sense.
Yeah.
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 And then again, what I mentioned a little bit ago is that entertainment. It's coming.
It's coming.
That's what I can say. It's coming. And so I think once you see that happening, I think you'll see some more
Good.
things like that.
Good. Is there any place you can announce right now that's coming?
The J. Crew was one.
Yes.
Right now we have 5 stores under construction. We have Riddle's Jewelry. We have Ismora, which is another jewelry, similar to kind of Kendra Scott. Just
Yes.
I think of more like petite jewelry, right?
Yes, yeah.
Joe's Records just opened. Oh my gosh, and I've lost the other 2. Cinnabon.
Yeah, I saw
That one's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's been one that's been requested a lot.
Yeah.
And then we have some activity going on in the women's Dillard's building because as we talked earlier, they've combined the 2 stores into the one.
Yes.
So we have activity and construction started on that building, and hopefully we'll announce that in the next couple of months.
Okay.
Really excited about that one.
Yeah.
And then for the men's building, we're working on a few things. We have some ideas that we're going to maybe try out. I have a couple meetings set up, but that one's a unique building. It's 2 stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Weird shape, right?
Yes.
But unique and fun.
Absolutely.
Could make something really neat out
yeah.
of it, facing
Yeah.
the park. So,
Yes.
so yeah, we'll see. There's some things in the works.
Good.
For sure.
That's cool.
Good.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah.
Angie and I decided in preparation for our podcast partners like yourself that we needed to go mall walk.
You should.
And we did
We
that.
did.
You did.
Yes, we did. It's
We
been
did.
done.
Last
It's been
week
done, Amanda.
we went
Yes.
and we mall walked, and it actually is a great idea for us to brainstorm in the future because we got a lot done during that
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah, we did.
But during that walk. But
awesome.
so 2 questions there. One related to mall walking in general.
Yeah.
So that kind of has been we should go mall walk like the old people. Well, here we are, the old people.
And we're not old.
now.
To
We're
be,
not old at
to
all.
be
but
clear, we're not.
Right,
No.
but is that still a thing? Is that still something that the mall actually markets to and or plans for?
Yeah, I'm actually glad you asked that because after COVID, and we used to open at 7 a.m. Mall walkers could come in and
Yeah.
walk until
Yes.
open.
Yeah.
Post-COVID, that was kind of shut down.
Yeah.
Just recently, Simon and several centers have partnered with Humana to bring back mall walking.
Oh.
So they are the mall walkers sponsor right now. We open at 9 o'clock Monday through Friday, just so you have an hour to come in and walk before. I mean, you can always come in and walk at any
Sure,
time.
right.
But if you don't want the hustle and bustle and you want to kind of put a little, go a little quicker with your walk,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
That gives you time to do that. So
Yeah,
so
that's nice.
we've just started that in the last
That's
couple
awesome.
of months.
That's
So,
great.
That's awesome.
It really is refreshing to go do that again. I actually mall walked right after COVID opened stuff back up.
Okay.
Because it was cold and and what else do you have to do when you can't really go do things like you used to? So a
Right.
friend and I would go mall walk. But it not only gave Angie and I eyes on all the stores that have changed there, but and just a good reminder as a local to go to the mall and check it out. And wear your tennis shoes if you're alone and you can get some steps in while you're there
Yeah.
or with a friend. But just a great reintroduction to everything's at the mall because to mall walk you go the whole mall down every little
It's just
If you
over
do
a
it
mile.
right, yeah.
It's
It's
just
what?
it's just over a mile if
Oh,
you do the whole
okay.
go down to the entrances and around, just stay
Yeah.
on the edge.
Goodness,
Okay.
Tanya, we walked a lot that day.
We
then.
did.
We did, and didn't even know it because we were talking. Again, we
Yeah.
try to encourage people to get out and do things and experience things in our community, and what better way than to go have a walk with a friend and check out what's going on over there. Because there's a
sure.
lot going on.
And I would encourage that. I mean, we've lived here for how long, right?
Yeah.
And if you've not gone in a while, it is a lot different.
It is very
completely
different.
different,
Yes.
actually. And especially with the renovation we just
Yeah.
completed. I'm so proud of that project.
Yeah.
It just makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It looks
does.
refreshed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The new Dillard's is fabulous.
Beautiful,
It is
yes.
gorgeous.
Yes. Yeah.
My second question that I was going to ask is this time of year, the holiday decor comes up. And so we're getting right in the thick of holiday shopping. What is the most exciting thing for the mall, for those of you that work at the mall during this time of year? I know Santa comes out and that's a big setup outside of JCPenney and that's always fun to see, but tell me what the holidays are like for you.
Yeah, so Probably the last few months at our staff meetings, it's always like we just take a big deep breath. Okay, Christmas is right around the corner, right?
Yeah.
You know, we take down the set after the first year, and it's like, okay, we just have a few more months, and we're preparing for Christmas again.
Yeah.
For me personally, and I think I could speak for Allie in this too, it's putting up the decor and welcoming Santa. It's just like it's a whole nother look and feel and element,
Sure.
right? There's more people. People are excited to be there. They're excited to buy gifts for others, and they know they're going to love that gift. And Allie and I are out there, and when I have an operations director, he or she's out there with us too. But we're connecting with the customers. I mean, we sometimes will stand at the directories and help guide people, and they might ask, you know, what's a good idea to get so and so and so. I'm like, oh, go try this store. So I think being able to be out there and connect with them, I think, is really fun. And then there's just something about turning the corner at Sephora Court and seeing Santa, right?
Yeah.
Like no matter what, no matter what you believe, it's just fun to see him sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I had a short stint in retail before I got my real estate license, and I was at Eddie Bauer.
Okay.
So I was, what I loved about, and when you're in retail, you work ridiculous hours, especially at the holidays. Let's just be honest. It is what it is.
It is.
You work ridiculous hours. But what I loved about it was the energy. Like the energy, I would walk, and it's one thing if you can go to the mall and let's say you've got most of your Christmas shopping done. If you have to go and you're under stress to get gifts and that kind of thing, it's a whole different thing.
Yes.
But if you can go and just enjoy the atmosphere and the energy that is in that building at Christmas time, it's amazing. I just loved it. I would leave and go just walk a few stores down just because I wanted to be in that. I wanted to feel all of that. So, and I love it. I love that feel. Again, if you're not stressed. So get your gifts bought early.
Start now.
Right.
So that
Don't
you
say,
can
wait
go
till
there.
Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I love that. And I love the guys that would come in on Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve and have to buy a bunch of gifts. I loved helping those customers because they really needed you to make suggestions.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
True.
So
Yeah.
yeah. It's
I
just
love
fun.
I love going around on Christmas Eve. I'm there until we close, and I'll go around and I'll talk to almost every retailer just towards the end of the day, and I'm like, we did it, we made it, great job, you know, and just they're proud. They're like, we're exhausted, but we're proud.
Yeah.
You know, so it's good. I'm glad you said that because it's a different energy. The Christmas music's playing, the red, the lights, all the things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
good stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah.
So tell us what the holiday hours are for the mall so that everybody knows that.
So Black Friday, we're open 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
And then from Black Friday to Christmas Eve, Monday through Friday will be 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Actually, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 9. And then Sunday, 11 to 7.
Okay.
So it's just a slight difference. We add an hour during the week and then add 2 hours on Sunday.
Okay. And what days is Santa there?
So he's arrived.
Yeah.
He is here. He came in on Friday.
Oh.
So
from the
pictures
North
are already
Pole.
starting. But his hours kind of vary. So I would suggest just going to battlefieldmall.com.
Okay.
And up at the very top, you can RSVP to schedule an appointment, which I highly encourage. Especially if you're wanting to come in on a weekend.
Yeah. I bet
Saturday,
it's
the
busy.
line gets pretty long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just go to the website. That way you can see the exact times on that one. And we do have a couple of events. We have, well, this will be after we air, but we do have a pet photo night every year with our Santa. And then we do have a Caring Santa, which is on Sunday, December 7th. It's for families who might need to, it's an inclusive event. So if you need the lights down or the music low,
Nice.
they can come in before the mall opens. And it allows them, and they have a little bit more time in their appointments to kind of warm up to Santa.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
So we do that on December 7th, and then Breakfast with Santa is actually on December 6th, the day before that. So
Okay.
at 10:30.
Great tips.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do a lot of fun things surrounding the big guy.
Yeah. Yeah, as you should.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you, Amanda. This has been very insightful
Thank you.
and hopefully gets everybody excited about shopping at the mall. And if you're not going to be shopping, then go mall walk, because
Yes.
it truly is a different experience than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, truly. So
Yeah, it
thank
really
you for your
is.
time.
Yeah,
Thank you so much
We
for
enjoyed
having
it. And we want to thank Gershman Mortgage for recording with us, and also our premier sponsor, Great American Title.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you like and share us on our social media and share this episode with a friend.
See you next time.
Find today's full video by searching the Simply Authentic podcast on YouTube. Hit subscribe, and there you will find full videos of every episode.